So what I'm afraid, when I talk about execution, I'm afraid that society will make mistakes and kill innocent people. So what will happen is that you will have a person that is punished, but you will have punished the wrong person. Now the real murderer will be walking free. So you have an innocent person getting killed by the system. So that's why I'm against execution. But there are situations, for example, when it comes to the person is a threat to the nation. So they have been working together with foreign forces to bring down the nation I live in. Those kind of people I also want to be executed, because they have been threatening my security by working with the foreign powers. That is a threat to me and my nation. So there are murderers that are psychotic, and I think, like I explained earlier, we have a normal justice system, and then we can judge a person to be crazy, and they won't leave the institution until they are stable, which might never happen. So it's a life sentence that will never end, which doesn't exist in the normal Swedish justice system. So we have judgment for sane people that has committed crime, and then we have a judge people to be insane, and then they can be trapped in care forever. So just on the level of expense, I think that if we would be encumbered by the amount of people that would needs to be punished, and we can't afford to lock the worst ones up, and traitors to the nation and so forth, because in times of war, for example, we can't have people that run around in society trying to break us. Like it's hard. We're trying to be humanitarians. So we need to think. We're trying to. Every person's life has value. All life has value, and it's a hard thing to live up to when you start thinking about national security and the security of the people of that nation. So I think that there are situations where execution sadly is the only way, but I don't want it to be so loosely based that it actually can be an innocent person getting killed by the system. So for example, you earlier spoke about there needing to be a limit of 4 witnesses. To me, you need a person to accuse, and then you need 4 friends that are willing to lie with you. And suddenly, you have a person getting executed for being a cheater when they didn't cheat. It was just 5 people that had a conversation and forced him into a courtroom where everybody lies about his acts. Well, basically what I'm saying is that especially when it comes to homosexuality and cheating, I think it can be really hard to prove. So even if you have harsh execution laws, I think that I don't know if you know what entrapment is. But I'm just afraid if you have too stern and hard laws, that people will start lying more than if the laws are loosely based and not so harsh when you get punished. You might be more willing to confess your crime if the punishment isn't death. I think that if the punishment is death, there are people who will always lie because they're afraid of getting punished, and there might also be people who, let's say you have a person that thinks of murder. So I hate this person and I want to murder them. But they can't murder them because that would make them a murderer. Then they make this super elaborate scheme, and they have found other people that also are liars. So they will manipulate the system and use it so that a person will be caught in a trap. So someone else do it. And I don't want society to be that. I can make an example of this. When I was 18 and I was old enough to drink alcohol at the bar and the clubs, I was partying quite a lot until I turned about 25. Then I started partying less. During those 7 years of a lot of partying, I met people that were strangers to me that asked me how my evening was. And I talked about the evening, I was having fun. And then after the conversation has gone on for a while, they point at someone and they tell me, this guy is a pedophile. And they try to make me angry over that he is a pedophile. Could you believe that this pedophile is in here? So they are trying to trigger me because they use a stamp, and they have the incentive that this person is so bad that they can't exist here. And they want me to do something about it, but it's not my job. And but they do that because they want people to be angry about pedophiles. So what that will happen is they want me to be their human missile. They only did that because they wanted me to beat him up. I'm a big guy. They want me to be very, very stupid, and they wanted that guy to be beaten up. It's impossible for me to know if he was a pedophile or not. And it's not my job to figure out. He's not supposed to tell me. He's supposed to call the police. Well, people will do that anyways. People will lie and scheme. And it doesn't matter how hard you make the system. They will find out ways to corrupt, and even if corruption, they will say you have police and judges that have made mistakes in their lives, so they will be blackmailed. So you have police and judges that are blackmailed because they have cheated or they have been homosexual. So now they are forced to kill this innocent guy because they're saving their own life by killing him. So they are not innocent, but he is. But that doesn't matter because they are helping corruption and liars. The problem is that people are liars and cheats, and they destroy and corrupt even the harshest of systems. And people who are framed and blackmailed are more willing to work with corruption and criminal networks to save themselves if they will be murdered if the truth come out. So the problem is not only to have a system of correct punishments, you also have a secondary problem of people trying to destroy the structure. And you do that best if you put corrupt people on positions of importance that have done something horribly wrong that is unacceptable, because you have proof that will tie them to their crime. So then they are forced, they become your slave, and they will lie and cheat for you, because if they don't, proof will come to notice to others. When people lie and stamp people and want something to happen to them, I always think they are manipulative and controlling, and they want to see if you can be their human missile that will attack the foes that they have. During my 7 years, I have met different people that have told me that people are wife beaters, pedophiles and rapists. And just because I'm a big guy, they have always thought that I will become angry and just walk up and beat them up. And they were disappointed and angry at me because I didn't do anything about it. But I was saving myself from becoming a criminal, beating people up who I don't know if they're innocent or not. What would happen on a social level? Will it be different in a big city or in a small city? Something I have learned is that gossip can be a bitch. Even though you're innocent, or even if you're just accused, people will start treating you differently. Because so many people say that it is so, that it must be true. People start believing the lie, and they don't want to question if it's true or not. They just don't want to be associated with the situation. We call people who work like this sociopaths. And that's why I'm against harsh systems. Because sociopathic people find out ways to corrupt and to use the system to attack people they hate. I need to get something to drink. I'll be right back.